Hello and good evening. Ram Ram to all of you. Today we will discuss about the case structure and enum data type. Today we will discuss about the case structure and enum data type. So enum will be our last data type. Sorry, second last data type. Uh, Tomorrow we will do some logic building session, logic development session, and at that time we'll see about the we'll discuss about the dynamic data type, graph and chart. Let's open the lab view. Whenever you will launch the LabVIEW, so you will get this getting started window. Now come into the okay. Now before that, let's come here and create one new folders. And my folder is day 10. Now come here, open a new VI. In the LabVIEW, we have seen one function, and the function is select function. The capability of this function is pass a particular information based on given input. Okay. Now you can see here what it is a select function and what is the press Ctrl H. Select function returns the true input or false input depending upon the select value. This select function has three input: true, select, and false. True, okay. You can say status. This one is status and false. Suppose your uh, status and false. Suppose we have two different information and we want to pass that information. We want to pass the information based on our input, so we can use select function. So using select function we can, okay, true, or we can take one more, false. True and false, we have these two function, true and false, right? We have these two function, two options. We have these two options, true and false, and using the select function we can pass any of them. We have two statement. Using the select function we can pass any statement based on the given boolean value: true, false. Using the select function we can only pass the information. We cannot control, or we cannot, yes, we cannot control two different functionality. We cannot control two different functionality. We cannot hold the two different logic or more than two different logic. So for that we can use a case structure. For that we can use a case structure. Here I am going to save this program. Now close. Control T, Control N, Control T. Now when you will right click in block diagram, you will get a function palette. On the function palette, the first column, first row, you will get a case structure. Take a case structure and place here. Please examine the case structure properly. It is a case structure. Case structure has one or more sub. Case structure contain one or more sub diagram or cases, exactly one of which executes when the structure executes. The value wired in a case select terminal which create a case status. This is the case structure, and case structure has one and more than one sub diagram. It has capability to hold more than one commands, more than one functions, more than one algorithm. Now it is a case, it is select label. It is a selector label. This selector label will give you the information about the particular case, and it is the case selector. Now you can see here the color of case selector is green. The color of case selector is green. That means it will take by default Boolean data. It will take by default Boolean data. By default, it will take a Boolean data. Now, it is my case selector. It is my case selector. You can you can change the size. Okay, you can change the position of this case selector, and it is my case select label. When you will right click on the case select label, so you will get two cases are okay present here. True. Right now we are able to see the true case, and now it's false case. True case and false case. Here I am going to write two information here. Suppose I am going to write two information here. One is the sorry, right click. You have sel- selected false case. You have selected a false case. Now click here and come into true, and now you have selected a true cases. It is case structure is not only to hold the command. Case structure is using the case structure you can hold entire functions, entire algorithm, okay, entire conditions, logic you can hold here. But because we are working in a basic structure of true case, that's why I am using this small program. You can see it is a case structure, and each case structure has more than one subdiagram, and each case structure has a case label or selector label, and one is the case selector. This case selector is responsible. Now we had put two information here. Look at here. There I want to take data outside of this case structure. So click and connect the border. When you will touch this border, so automatically you will get to know the output of the automatically you will find one. Okay, you are audible, sir. Now, hello, I am audible to you. Suppose, okay, whenever you will touch this wire with this with the border of the case structure, it will generate a wide space. This wide space is just big. Now right click on wide space. Why this wide space is coming? Because whenever you will use the case structure, that means you are expecting one answer out of the several cases. You are expecting one output from the several cases. That's why the, that's why loop structure has been designed in the way where you can get one output from your various cases. This white space is defined your sum case structures or your sum case are not aligned with the proper output. Like now when you will double click the error, assignment tunnel is missing. You have to click it here again and you have to make same output, okay, same way to generate output. In that way, now it's the best way to create a indicator. In that way, your system will generate a proper output. Now you can see here, we are easily able to control two different logic, but it is not a function of a true case. Let's see how we can do and change, uh, what we can more add, what value we can add using the case structure. Here I am going to stop this program, save as. Suppose here I am taking one numbers numeric 0 and I want numeric 0 and I want to use this function. I want to use square root functions. Square root functions. So I can get the square root very easily. Definitely it will work. But it will not work when I will give the negative value. If I will get the positive value, so it will work. If I will get the negative value, so it will give me an A. Here I want to change it. Now here I am going to find if value is greater than 0 or not. If value is greater than equal to 0, so I will pass this. So now if value is greater than equal to 0, take a case structure, place here true, then control B, take the square root functions here, if it is false, then take an increment button. Sorry, just a second, wrong function I have taken. Right click, come here and take a negative function, negative function. It will convert it into the positive. After that, label. Right click, come here, come to the numeric, come to the complex, come to the complex, and there is one number, a real imaginary to complex. Real imaginary to complex. This one is imaginary. Always real will be 0. Down, place here. Create indicator. Run. In that case, it will give you Okay, just a second. I missed one more thing in this program, and that is the square root value functions. Run. Now after that you will get only the real value, square root of the real value. Okay, so you can hold more than one function. Suppose you want, here I'm going to save this program. Yes, sir. Any question? Now here I am taking one function, Boolean function, slide, vertical slider. I am going to remove the label, hide the label of subtract on add. I have two function concepts. Let's take here. Right click, come here, A, B, result. Now in the true, I am going to put my add function, and and in the false I am adding my subtract function. Run. 1 plus 3, 4, 5, 1 minus. In that way, you can hold both the cases. If you will place the, if you will click the highlight execution, so it will show you. Now the only case structure is working because the case selector has been selected only the case structure. If I will change it true, so you can see automatically it updated the block diagrams and the sub diagram false. Okay, true instead of the false. Save as. Now if you want, sir, I want to put in place of true and false, it is basically confusing me. I want to use uh, I want to use string as a command. I want to use string as a command. So can I do? Yes, sir. You can do the string as a command for the subtract and multiply. So for that you need a string control, and you can take a string control function here. Now look at here. look at into this block diagram. When you will connect this string function here, now you can see here as when before earlier, now you can see there true and there is false, only false. When you will connect the string functions, so you will get false default. False will come by default. So here I am going to look at here. Here I am going to sub in sub in capital letter. Okay, and here I am coming, and here I am at add and second subtract. Why, what is the concept of by default? So now here I am going to show you how output will come and how it will behave. Now if I will press the run continue button, now right now you can see here it is showing me the default value. Now it's processing with the default value, subtracting my two numbers. Even I didn't put any single okay command. Suppose here I will put a command add. Now it will now when now you can see it is adding my two number. After getting a proper commands, it's getting a okay it's working fine and it's adding two numbers. Suppose here if I will put the sub subtract. Now it's subtracting. So in a one way it's look fine. Suppose as I said we cannot control the users, we can only protect our program. Suppose user will put subtract this sub. So now we are get by default, just because the system is here by default, so we are getting the function. Suppose a user will do this, right, add still we will get the by default function. What problem is occurring here? Case structure is highly case sensitive. Case structure is highly case sensitive for this case selector label. This add is not equal to this add. Both are the two different add because this add has A, capital D and capital D. A, capital D, capital D. But here A and two small d are available or present. That's why both are not same. Both are not similar. Suppose in place of A, D, D and space, suppose someone will put space, then again, then in the same case, it will be going to the default program. If your system will not get a proper code or proper information, automatically it will switch himself or itself to the default condition. Okay, getting my point, sir? As a as a programmer, developer, LabVIEW trainer, teachers, I and other scientists, I and other programmers suggest कि try to avoid try to avoid use of the string as a case selector. Okay, try to avoid to use string as a case selector. In place of this, you can select something else. As I told you, in a case structure, you can using this case structure, you can give the proper. Okay, sir, are you now voice is available, sir? Because I am at home and here the network is not very good. Okay, now yeah, it is a very authentic way to give a command because using the case structure, definitely you can give a proper information or proper command to the function. But still there are certain limitations. Limitations like the string, the behavior of the strings. Strings are independent ASCII characters. Suppose in that both case we had given the two cases. Suppose you want to add one more case. So look at here. Right click, add case after, add case after, and in this add case after multiply multiply. You had put it multiply. Now you can multiply the number. Multiply the number. MUL. Multiply up three numbers. Now you can see we are only getting multiply up three number. We are getting the minus 2 result. Minus 2 result. Why? You can see your function, okay, everything is correct. You had given the multiply mul multiply function is there, but still our system is working on the default case. Why? Just because of the case sensitivity issue. So I will suggest you don't use case selector, sorry, don't use string as a case selector. Come on, and coming to the next program. Let's go into the next. Save as uh, string. Try to avoid the string. Okay. To create a case selector. Now, can you can we use numeric? Can we use numeric control as a case selector? Yes, we can use numeric. Yes, we can use numeric as a case selector. Yes, we can use numeric as a case selector. When you will connect a numeric as a case selector, so automatically you will get here one red dot is occurring. One red dot is occurring. That means here it will only take the integer value. It will only take the integer value. If you want, so you can convert it into the integer I8 or U8. It will only take the integer value, right? Now, in that case, 0 is default. If you will put any numbers which is not present in the case selectors, which is not present in this case, or case is not live for that particular number, so it will okay, it will come into the default condition. Here I am going to put a mm, number to decimal string function. It will not work. 0 1, sorry, 0 1, and you can add more cases. Add case after case 2, right? 2, let's copy here. Add case after. If you want 3, free. Let's create a output here. Now I am going to create an indicator. I had shared one book with you. I had shared one book, okay, on that my Google Drive. You can read the book to understand more about the case structure. You can use that book. Now press the run button. By default, we are getting the 0 value. Great. For 1, I am getting 1, 2, 3, 4 for 3, 5 for 3. Okay, why? Why? Look at here. In this case structure, I have written 3 to 5. I had written this case structure. I have developed this case structure to give the value 3 to 5. Okay, this case structure is defined for case number 3, case number 4, and case number 5. If I will change it, input value 4, input value 5, input value 6. Now when it will generate the input value 6, it will automatically change send the function into the default case, because the 6 is not available on my case structure. 6 is not live on my case structure. Right click, add after 6 comma 8 comma 10 comma 12 to 98. Control V. 99. Let's run the program. Run. 6. 6 in the 6, 99 is present. For the 7, sorry, for the 6 is 99 is present. For the 7, the case is not available for 7, so we are coming into default functions. For 8, 99. For 9, we'll go to the default function. For 10, we'll come into 99. For 11, we'll go to the default function. For 12, 99, 13, 99, 14, 99, because here 12 to 89 I had created. Suppose if I will put here 99, so what output I will get? So it will be transfer it into the default. So you can create n number of the concept, n number of the structure case structure or cases, and you can control using the numeric. Now the problem is not solved still. Suppose I want to create a case structure to control all the signals. I want to create a control structure, case structure to control all the signal. What kind of signal I want to control? I want to control the sine wave. Okay, I want to design a case structure where I want to control various uh, cases based on my label. As I told you, try to avoid the using of string as a case select terminal. In place of string, you can use enum. There is enumerate, enum data type, enumerate data type. Enum data type is a combination of two different data types. Here, it is an enumerate data type, is an advanced data type. Here you can put your name. Here you can write your items name, and your system will develop, or your system will convert that particular item into the specific number. Right, look at here. Right click, come into the right click and come into the edit items. Edit items. When you will click and open the edit items, you will get this page. Here I can clearly write the sine, cos, okay, sq square, triangular, sawtooth, sawtooth. Okay, now you can see here we are getting this 5 different items here. You have listed your items every time. You have listed your item every time by right click and edit items. Now you can see here we had created 5 items and system has generated the 5 values for each item, right? So then press the OK button. How can you create? Come into the enum take a enum function and place here. Edit items, add, subtract, multiply. In that way, in this way, you can align your items. You can write every time you have to write and you have to update your item. In that way, you can easily control your case structure. Look at here. I am taking the enum1 and enum1 only, and enum2 I am going to delete it. Delete it here. Right click. Come here. Come here in the case structure. Case structure. Take a case structure here. Now make a connection. Now you can see automatically it has taken the first name by default sign, and second one is the cause. After that, it will generate a one more case, and that case is the square, band, triangular, and then sawtooth. Right. We need one indicator, one graph indicator to display this number. Sorry, this array. We need one node which control frequency, and one node which control the amplitude, frequency, and amplitude. Waveform graph. Connect the frequency with the border like this, amplitude like this. Okay. Now come into sine. Right click here. Come into right. Okay. Right click in the block diagram. Scroll here. Scroll it and come into signal processing. Waveform generation. Pin here. You can see if you able to follow my cursor, so you will find here waveform generator. Take the sine waveform and place here. Open the label. Frequency, amplitude, output. Clear. Come into the cause. Take again sine waveform functions here and place. Right click, label. Frequency, amplitude, phase, create constant 90 degree. Phase I am changing. Then square, square, frequency, amplitude, output. Triangular, Now case for each and every cases the functions and others are okay written. Let's check one more time. Now program is ready, example is ready. Run the program. Now we are getting the proper complete sine waveform. Just we need to increase our frequency and amplitude. Now we are getting the sawtooth, triangular, square, cos, sine. Sure, sir. What is your question?
Yes, sir. What is your question? In the case structure, suppose we have made 5 or 6 cases and defined them. How can we see them all like a list or as a, see them all together one by one by one? Can we see a list like that? Okay.
Sir, you can see here.
Sir, you can see. Okay, okay, okay.
Now, case structure and enumerate data type concept is complete. So it is done for today. Tomorrow we will start working on our logic building session. After half an hour or by 6 to 7 p.m. you will get the videos. Thank you for listening.